Imagine you're watching the YouTube channel CobaltRetroShop in
2020.
when all of time pauses. A rift in space-time emerges, causing a timeline split, where CobaltRetroShop was not started in
2020.
but in 2008. What would CobaltRetroShop look like all those years ago? Well, we're about to find out in the Cobalt Zone. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the CobaltRetroShop YouTube channel. I hope you had an amazing day. I'm brand new to the world of broadband internet, and I've just recently fully discovered what YouTube is all about, so I figured I would get a camera and start filming things. Like this, for example. This video I'm going to go ahead and show off my collection a little bit, just to test the waters and see how I want to make some YouTube videos. This is a Virtual Boy. I've had this for quite some time, actually. This released roughly when I was about 9 or 10 years old, something like that. And my parents helped me get this particular unit pretty close to like 5 months after it released or something like that. I think this system was discontinued not too long after it actually released, so my parents helped me get that at a pretty considerable discount when people were clearing out the shelves. From what I can tell, I was actually really lucky getting this guy, considering that not a whole lot of places actually have these guys in stock. Going over to this Macintosh here, I'm actually really excited about this because this machine will help me be able to make CobaltRetroShop videos. This guy down here, this is a Power Macintosh G5. It's a little bit old at this point, but it should surface me somewhat well. I've got Final Cut Express on here, so that's something. I did hear at some point... Oh! I fell asleep, oh no! Trying to make a video here. Anyways, I did hear at some point, I think Apple ditched the PowerPC architecture not too long ago. I think that's a mistake, because PowerPC is awesome. But, I don't know, they probably have a reason for that. They did the same thing to 68K a while back, so whatever. As long as things work, right? Now these guys, I'm glad but kind of conflicted to say, these guys are my RetroTech so far. We have a Nintendo Entertainment System and a Sega Genesis. And this particular unit I've had for many, many years, because my dad got this basically on day one when it launched in North America. So this guy is essentially a family heirloom at this point, and I'm definitely not getting rid of this thing. Sega Genesis, on the other hand, that was a Goodwill find, I believe. I don't even remember, but I usually think of that store as like a clothing / knick-knack store, but somehow I was able to find a Sega Genesis Model 2 there. Up here, with a little bit of spoilers of what's going on ahead, we have a Nintendo GameCube. Now, this guy is also special to me in the fact that it is the first console that I've bought pretty close to when it was brand new. Still got it used from GameStop, but yeah, I've had this for quite some time now, and I actually really like the GameCube. I don't understand why people hate it so much. I mean, it does kind of look like a toy, but just because it looks like a toy and the games aren't as big doesn't mean that the games can't be good. I have some pretty good games for GameCube. Like over here, we're gonna skip my PlayStation games for a second here, but over here got like Star Wars, got Sonic Riders, Batman, Over the Hedge, some pretty good games, and Tactic Power, Juju, whatever, Great Juju Challenge, whatever that. Yeah, some pretty good games. And then we've got some PlayStation stuff going on here. I've got a controller. All of these guys are basically just arcade compilations, except down here I do have Top Gun Fire at Will. That one's pretty fun. But all the other ones are pretty much just arcade compilations because that's all I could find at the time. And right up here are my somewhat current gen systems. I think there's a PlayStation 3 out now, and I think the next Xbox is the 360, if I recall correctly. I remember very briefly seeing one at a GameStop a couple months back. And I think one of my friends had one. Yeah, I think I've seen one. But this is what I've got so far. I don't really have a whole lot of PlayStation 2 games, but I mostly got my PlayStation 2 as a way to play PlayStation 1 games, and also to play movies. This guy, I'm very grateful for this guy. This was a gift from my uncle. I've been using it to watch a lot of movies from Blockbuster. And it's been a little expensive, but you gotta keep yourself entertained somehow without the internet. And then, as you've seen previously, this is my original Xbox. Oh, and by the way, I actually thought of the name of this channel before filming, and at some point I'm probably gonna try and fix up consoles and stuff like that, and a service called eBay. I don't know if you've heard of it. So I'm starting the process of labeling my own consoles so I don't accidentally sell one of my own consoles if I'm working on one of my personal consoles at the same time. Looks like I'm about out of time today. I think YouTube videos are only about 10 minutes long or so. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please rate it accordingly. I believe there's a subscribe feature on here, so if you want to see more, you can go ahead and subscribe. I think it's free, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.